The U.S. economy is about to collapse. Auto loans that are more than 90 days past due are smashing 2008 record. U.S. corporate bankruptcies are sitting at a 14-year high, rivaling 2008. And this chart is very dangerous. We have almost $1.3 trillion in credit card debt, but 12% of that credit card debt is 90 days or more past due. The only time we've ever seen this size in history was back in 2008. Now, this chart right here told us months before anyone that was elected that we were going to go through a recession. I've been saying, regardless of Trump, Kamala, Biden, it doesn't matter who it is, we are going to go through a recession. This is the inverted yield curve. We inverted in 2022, which is not the problem. The problem is when you uninvert. Now, we inverted in October of 2024. What that means is 4 to 12 months post October 2024, you're going to go through a recession. Well, now we've entered one. The Atlanta Fed is saying, hey, we're going to enter a recession. A lot of people are acting like this is a surprise, but we've been knowing this for the past couple of years that when we uninvert, we're going to go through one because we've had the climate for at least 4 years now for the American people to go through a recession. And now it is finally here.
Hey y'all, welcome back, or if you're new here, welcome. My name is Lumi, and today we're going to be looking at pretty much all the stock market and basically the economy, what's happening currently right now to it. It's not looking good, guys. As you know, I just got back from vacation, so I'm a little rusty here with making videos, but trying to get back into the swing of things. Yeah, no, I I feel like as soon as I get back, I'm just like slapped in the face with a bit of reality here with the economy and what's going on with the tariffs and all that stuff. But yeah, if you've been following the news lately, you saw that the new administration just pushed some pretty aggressive tariffs on both Canada and Mexico. I think they were like 25% tariffs, which is I think the highest we've ever seen, at least in a really long time. But yeah, it basically triggered a free fall in the stock market this week, and yeah, it's not looking good. And for a while now, people who have been following the market trends and you know technical analysis videos and things like that, we've been noticing this stuff for a while. Like the signs were there. I mean, big players like Warren Buffett, liquidated like almost all of his stocks. I think right before the end of the last year, 2025 or 2024, and like there were all these little, warning signs that something big was about to happen. And these really influential people, these billionaires, they all know what's going to happen before we do. And but what we can do is just look for the signs. Yeah, the Warren Buffett thing, that was a major one. Um, but yeah, I mean, I'm sure he had talks with Trump and his people, and it was basically like the writing was on the wall, like, hey, when we come in, we're gonna be shaking things up, so get ready for it. And yeah, no, we're experiencing it now. Like this is the beginning. It's looking pretty bad. It's looking like 2008 all over again. I don't know if it's going to be as bad or worse. I mean, what what made 2008 really bad was the domino effect that the housing market crash had on the economy. That was really bad because most everyday people in this country, their wealth is in their homes, right? So when all the homes just started getting foreclosed on and the value was tanking, like that just brought the whole country down because the majority of people's wealth was just in their homes, and uh, there was just a major domino effect. So, but anyway, I'm kind of rambling on. I'm gonna show you guys a few more videos. We're gonna take a look at this thing. Um, yeah, it doesn't look good.
We have some major breaking news. The NASDAQ has entered into correction territory as Donald Trump continues to destroy the American economy. A correction is a fall in a stock of at least 10%, and as you can see, the NASDAQ has certainly hit that mark, falling 10% from 12/16/2024. Look, the entire business world is concerned about Donald Trump's policies, especially with tariffs. There is so much uncertainty in the market, and you're seeing it. I mean, correction territory is insane. We also got some more reporting on the economy today that layoffs announced by U.S. employers jumped to levels not seen since the last two recessions amid mass federal government job cuts. Global outplacement firm Challenger Gray and Christmas said on Thursday that planned job cuts vaulted 245% to 172,000 last month, the highest level since July 2020. So just to be clear, under Donald Trump, GDP is falling, the stock market is tumbling, prices are going up, inflation is going up, investors are worried, and more. Doesn't seem like Donald Trump is so great for the economy as Republicans told us that he.
Yeah, it honestly feels like this whole thing is I forget the word for it. I think it's called like a disaster economy or something like that, where it's basically what we saw in 2020 or 2021. It was around there, right at the beginning of the pandemic. We saw a major correction in the stock market, and it was a huge buying opportunity for a lot of people who had a lot of just capital laying around. And we're sort of seeing that happen again with what Trump's doing, but this time it's a lot more. It feels more manufactured, like it feels more synthetic, because it's being done by the new administration and their policies. So, but I don't even think this is the beginning. Like they always say, buy the dip, but I don't think this is a dip. This is probably gonna be more serious. Let's give it 3 months. We'll see where we're at in 3 months. If we can't course correct from this year is probably gonna be pretty rough for a lot of folks. If we can't get this under control, I'm worried that it's gonna spiral, and we're gonna be in territory that hasn't been seen in a long time. Um, you know, this isn't financial advice. Just I want to make that abundantly clear here. I'm just a VTuber on the internet, right? But I do find this stuff interesting. I do partake in investing. I've made, a decent amount off some investments. And it's fun. It's interesting, and it's a little like gambling, of course. But I think it's if you're smart with it, if you know what you're looking at, if you invest in things you believe in, it can be a very rewarding experience. But unfortunately, there are times like this where, everyone, like, you could have the best portfolio in the world, right? Like all your stocks are top performers, top earners. But when things like this happen, everything's affected. There's no stopping it. And yeah, I think Trump and his administration, they're just shaking things up. You know, uh, either they're doing it to either it's needed, it's necessary. They know something that we don't internally. Because I know they've been saying that there's been a lot of waste these past few years in the government. And I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but when there's a lot of government jobs and the government employs like a huge percentage of the population, that's really bad for the economy because when you have a people just being paid by the government that also employs them, it's like a snake eating its own tail. I think I've mentioned this before. Like it doesn't build real wealth. That's not sustainable. What builds wealth is like being involved in a private company, like a private organization. Um, So, Trump's team might see that, and that's why they're cutting back. That's why they made that Department of Government Efficiency, because we need more people out working, out of government and into the private sector to build our nation's wealth. That's one thing I could see. Another thing is the spending is out of control. They need to get this, um, our deficit under control, because I've been hearing for years now that the government's been overspending. I mean, it kind of started, I think, around COVID, with like the business loans, the PPE loans or whatever. Also, all the federal assistance that we all got if you paid your taxes, right? Like that stuff adds up. I mean, that's what's been causing inflation. I mean, I wouldn't say it solely caused inflation, but it definitely played a role in it. Um, but yeah, I mean, this might be, hopefully this is like a necessary evil that we're seeing, and in the long term it'll be better for us. We'll come out stronger out on the other side, but I feel like it could also be just an opportunity for the ultra wealthy to just become even more wealthy. So, yeah, well, I guess time will tell, right? Alright, y'all, I think I'm going to wrap this one up here. I have a few more videos I want to cover, but I'm going to save that for part 2. As always, give me a like down below if you like the video. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Where do you think this is heading? Do you think it's a good opportunity to buy right now, or are you going to wait a few weeks and see if we hit a new bottom? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, if you like this sort of thing, consider subscribing. It helps me and the channel go a long way. But anyway, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Later.